All right, we're going to jump into this game. It is Encased, a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG. It's not a new game. It did come out in 2021. I've had it in my backlog for a little while. I figured we'd go ahead and jump into it, see how it does, play it on the channel, put a couple episodes up, see how you guys like it. I did come in last night and just look at the game as far as getting the settings correct, and then I had a couple, I guess, characters that I've had in mind to build. So let's go ahead and start a new game. I just wanted to pull up my little notes that I took that I was thinking about. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It says this is tactics. It's a very challenging mode for those who want to test their skills in turn-based battles. That's what we want. I think I'm pretty decent at turn-based. Like, I haven't played this game, so I'm not sure. I may pay for it later, but let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to smash a like, hit the notification.
1971.
Share the video.
We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Megacorporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the Dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the Dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good start. Pretty good start. Sounds interesting. All right. Creating a character. Introduction. Welcome to the character creation screen, where you'll be able to create a protagonist to plunge into the adventures under the Dome. To begin, choose the name of your character, select the wing in which they work, their portrait, and then adjust their physical appearance. Okay. No. We'll come up with the name in a second. Let's get on. Oh man. Hair color. Oh no. Nope. All right, let's see. Portrait. All right, what are we gonna call him, man? We gonna call him Deacon again? We can go with the head start. I don't care. We can go with Deacon. That's fine. Same name we got on our other game. Doesn't matter what the name is, I guess. Then we gotta pick this portrait, right? So what's this? I should make. Yo, look at this. Hold on. Look at this sucker right there. Let's go with this dude. Alright, let's see. We don't want blue wing. Oh, look at that. We got some. Oh, we got different types. Let's see. Nah, he can go with those. Yeah. Alright, homie. Silver wings determine the first priority out of thousands. Find experts who can suss out the best solutions to every problem. Equip workers with the right tools. So they're big on charisma, physical attractiveness, charm, and the ability to present yourself. Affects inspiration, authority, influence, and medicine. No. I don't think that's bad, but he does look pretty spiffy though. Look at him. He got his tie and everything. He's pretty clean though. What is this? Deftness. What's that? Dexterity and reaction time affects starting action points, movement speed, initiative, evasion, light weapons, hand-to-hand, criminal, and contraption skills. No. White wing. It is often said that the time of great discoveries has now passed. Preposterous, just like Galileo and Newton, White wing employees are launching a new era of science. They represent the best minds of humanity working diligently. A laboratory is equipped with the most modern tech to uncover the mysteries of an ancient civilization. So we got brains, mental acuity, affects action points, maximum saved action points. What does he do though? The higher the stat, the more familiar. Medicine, science. All right, I think we're gonna go with this. He gonna be a scientist. Let's go. We might change his name then. Come on, we'll just put ours on. There we go. Brains. So he's pretty smart. We can go with that. All right. I have some attribute distribution. Each character in the game has a set of attributes, basic physical or mental characteristics. The higher the attribute value, the greater the advantage in certain situations, and the higher the initial level of secondary characteristics and skills associated with the attribute. After selecting your wing, attribute points are distributed automatically, reflecting your wing specialization, but you can redistribute them by deducing points from or deducting points from some of the attributes and investing them in others. Okay, so what is the brains? We got brains. Deftness is dexterity. Fortitude is psyche 6. Learnability, guts, perception. Let's take this down. Let's take that down. Take this down and get this up. All right, that might give us a little bit more dialogue. I'm not sure. Let's go next. Tag skills. Encased characters have a variety of skills that reflect their prowess in specific areas, be it handling different types of weapons, applying medicine, or repairing equipment. We recommend choosing 2 applied and 1 combat, but you may select 3 skills as your tag skills. This will add additional 30 points to each tag skill. To tag a skill, click on the star icon left to its name. So we got high-tech weapons, medicine, science, and biochemical resistance. Now, combat abilities of the mind, often thought of as supernatural. These include the ability to make near future predictions, sense the presence of nearby relics, and interact with forefathers' machinery. I don't really care about the contraptions. The ability to thrash your enemies with your bare hands and feet. High-tech weapons. The more familiar sounds. I think that's one of my specialties already. Laser pistols, plasma, and electromagnetic rifles. We can either go with this. Or what's light weapons? The general art of making holes in people from a distance with a little help from your loyal friends. Pistols, shotguns, and submachine guns. Nope. Grenades, launchers, flamethrowers, and other large caliber weapons. So if he's a scientist, likely to step in a bear trap, laser gadget, psionics, psych, deafness, guts and muscle. We'll go high-tech weapons. He's a scientist, right? There we go. Applied. What did I have over here? Under the dome with science. Science and survival. Maybe we'll go influence. Application of formal logic, rhetoric, and common sense arguments. Yeah. Let's do that. So next, proceed. And then gun fanatic. Huh. Penitent one. Nah. Survivor. Regeneration minus or resilient. Yeah, we'll go with the gun fanatic. What is this prodigy? Brains, learnability minus 50. Modifies the amount of experience gained. Nah, we don't want that. We'll go with the gun fanatic. Yeah, we'll go with gun fanatic. So at least it'll give me some bonuses in my weapons. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but that's what we rocking with. We gonna call him Omar? Lathander. There we go. We'll go with medicine. Probably gonna need that. Here we go. We are locked in. Now, I don't know what to expect, so hopefully this turns out well. This is interacting with different characters is an important part of the game. To start a dialogue, click on the character, and if they are set to talk to you, a dialogue interface will show up from conversations. You can find out valuable plot information, clues, and even receive tasks. Choose your lines carefully. Careless words can cause resentment or provoke a fight. Alright, Monty. Let me talk to her. Dang.
The thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The white presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask.
We're going to use our perception. Ask her if she sees the dark stain on the outer surface of the dome.
Kimura peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's some white canvas. What do you think that is? Maybe a parachute?
The white shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it. It's all true. We're on our way to meet the future.
What did you mean when you said we crossed the border?
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the dome is a selectively permeable environment.
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
Propose a hypothesis. The lack of fertility in women under the dome is related to field activity.
Kimura listens without interrupting, as if considering your every word.
It's quite possible. I would like to set up an experiment to test this in practice.
She cuts off abruptly. You exchange glances with the rapidly blushing Kimura.
Not in that sense. I mean, yes, in that sense, but it is science, you know? It's quite serious.
Okay, I got you. Offer to help test her hypothesis. I got you.
She blushes even more.
No thanks.
Nah, you started it. She wanted to test the experiment. She ain't been in here long enough.
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting. And your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks.
Ask him what he saw in your file, yeah.
Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
Say you're a doctor and caring for the pioneers of the dome is your noble mission. Admit that you see an opportunity to participate in mankind's greatest experiment. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, if you ever decide to sew together a Frankenstein's monster from the bodies of dead oranges, be sure to let me know.
The Silver laughs at his own joke, alone.
He was...
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
Alright, that's him, right? Monty. Let's talk to Igor.
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site below through the occasional break in the clouds. His badge reads Igor Patan, planner. The Blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English. Using sign language, mimicry, and all of your artistic talent, you're able to communicate with the planner. Once he's sure you're watching, Patanin points up in the direction of Spire Station, from which you departed a few minutes ago. He sketches the outline of the station on a broad, foggy section of glass. Once he's finished, the Blue turns to you with a delighted expression.
Ask him about the station's dimensions.
The Blue begins to mark up his diagram with a series of footnotes and numbers. Turns out the station's ring diameter is a bit more than 1,500 meters. Its height above the dome is 317 meters, and the total height of the spire, including the loading docks, is nearly 720 meters.
Ask him how the station functions.
With a series of confident strokes, the planner delineates the capsule's movement scheme, drivetrain, and massive hydraulic brakes on the glass.
Question him about the purpose.
This time, Igor is quite laconic. He pauses, then confidently writes cargo and personnel in block letters, and draws an arrow pointing downward. Beside it, he writes relics, and draws an arrow pointing up. His R is turned back to front.
He's dyslexic?
The engineer stops you with a gesture, and after rummaging through his pockets, offers you a small candy. There is a picture of a crayfish on the white wrapper. Is this candy crayfish flavored?
Alright, thank him and put the candy in your mouth. Alright, bro.
It's surprisingly spongy and tooth-achingly sweet. You can only wonder what it has to do with crayfish.
Various actions such as eating food or taking medicines may impose certain status effects on you. They can last for different times and be positive or negative. Some attacks and abilities can also apply a status effect that changes the characteristics of the target. For example, bleeding or poisoning will gradually reduce health. Alright. So what did it do? Oh, it gave us +3 initiative. Activate stealth. That's one of our moves, I guess. Let's talk to you. That's a chick.
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on her black overalls reads Elsa Olafson, Security Service. She glances at you and offers her hand in a businesslike manner.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
What's so dangerous about him?
I just follow orders. Even if his crime was embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are the rules.
Olafson shrugs in a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the silver a vengeful look.
Alright, let me talk to the orange.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads Quentin Bisley, laborer. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley.
Ask him how he ended up in prison.
The orange's face stretches into a broad smile, bearing his dentures to the world.
Like everyone, duh. In a black car, under guard. There's other guys, too. The ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing. Quentin raises his hands to examine the devices.
They call them humane handcuffs. How about that? Truth is, there ain't nothing humane about them. They zap you real hard the moment you get your hands on a gun. But they sure look nice.
Bisley lowers his hands again and smirks.
Alright, so That's that. We did all the talking we could do, I guess. Is there tab? No, alt. Talk to.
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there. You scan the desert for any sign of the anomalies you've heard so much about. A flat, dark form hangs in the air above the horizon. It vaguely resembles a mushroom cloud, but with a much denser structure. In the distance, you can also see a strange, apparently man-made wall rising from the sand. All the radio ads and TV shows were telling the truth. This place really was made for those who place their trust in science. Just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze. The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
Okay, so I guess we're in though. I said Newcomer to Concord. Let's see. Quest is L. Character. Alright, let's see. Quest. Newcomer to Concord. It says you left the Spire station on a transport pod. Your journey under the dome begins. You've reached your destination. The pod landed at the Concord station. Your first task is to register at reception. You should receive further instructions there. Cronus employees are under strict surveillance in the county. Finish their bureaucratic procedures in 24 hours, or you will be accused of infringement of the corporate codex and be sought after. So that's the first thing we got to do. All right. It's tracked. Attribute distribution. We got that. Check out the map. Dome. Oh, so here we go. We got a pretty decent map. Character. And inventory. We got a few things, but it's a scanner. We got some dough. Inactive selectron for doors. Please accept your sincerest congratulations from this day forward. You are officially part of the Cronus ranks. Our foundation is not merely the wealthiest and fastest growing company in the world. Above all, it's an organization of people, brave soldiers, astute scientists, talented engineers, brilliant managers, and other employees. These people form a huge but cohesive team, and we hope you will soon find your place in it. Make some new friends along the way. We are all united by a common goal. We believe in a bright future for every human being on Earth, and we are prepared to work hard to achieve it. Thank you for joining us. All right. Camera control. We got the WAS.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi Scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there!
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars. You raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nazi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
What's precisely you're looking at?
I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord, and not merely some desert sandstorm. That's an anomaly. I hope it lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
Ask him what scientific analysis expert department means. S-A-E-D.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nazi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then, you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
I need to go.
Nazi looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
And I was starting to get bored. Bye-bye.
They say I got 24 hours to get registered, so we got to get busy. It's the first day on the job. It says throughout the game you will perform various tasks, some of which lead you through the story, as well as others that reveal different aspects of life under the dome. You can always find out task status and read the details in the data section. All right, first day in, we going through the trash. Take it. There we go. Alt shows us all the stuff we can take a look at. Cigarettes, darks. Nah, we don't. What is that? Oh, that's beer. The homie Monty James is still sitting there.
Just great, Mr. Monty James. With luck like yours, I wouldn't spend any money on the lottery. Come on, don't be shy.
Well, so he looks up and studies your face. Ah, it's you. How do you like the inside of the dome? So you're not ready to answer that yet. Not enough time has passed for you to form a clear impression. Say you found it fascinating and miraculous in every sense of the word. My first impression is unfortunately not very positive. They forgot to add my name to the new recruits manifest. Can you imagine? I offered to try to register him in the terminal. Are you for real? That would be incredibly kind of you. Maybe my optimism about this place and the people working here are just justified after all.
See ya.
Did we get a new mission? A new Silver Wing employee sitting in the Concord lobby told you that due to a clerical error, he lacks the documentation to get registered. You offered to register Monty yourself via computer terminal. Alright, we gotta do ours first, right? Alright, there's a computer terminal around here.
Hello, come up to the desk, please. I'll register you.
Alright, brother.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk with a bored, haughty look. He waves impatiently at you to approach. The employee glances at you indifferently. His upper lip is ever so slightly curled in contempt.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhet, administrator. The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Okay, say we're ready to begin.
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod.
Dictate your information to him.
You spell out your first and last names and specify your wing, profession, and test results. The administrator's fingers fly across the keyboard as he enters your information into the Cronus database. Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
Cronus was founded as a society of scientists and military professionals. White Wingers have special privileges at most of the original locations built in 71 and 72. And there are still purely white zones in Magellan too. Limited access laboratories, operating rooms, the morgue, warehouses, some parts of the reactor. I think you'll like it.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
I want to hear the detailed explanation.
Rayhet nods and points at the ceiling.
First, you need a set of combat gear. Talk to Sidney Maynard, he'll give you everything.
Dean extends his second finger.
Second, weapons. Ms. Margarita Takachenko is the clerk at the armory. After she dispenses your firearm, you'll need to head to the training zone for a brief weapons handling exam.
The administrator straightens his third finger.
According to the latest regulations, all employees must attend a briefing on psi abilities. Applied to instructor Andriy Mihai.
Dean extends his fourth finger and looks at you meaningfully.
Did I tell you about the combat and tactical training? The fourth step is to visit instructor Winston Botherby. And finally, science is the overarching purpose behind everything we do here. Go to Professor Van Alden to learn how to study relics, avoid anomalies, and catalog scientific knowledge. This training is mandatory for all wings, not just White.
Dean finishes. Dean catches himself.
Oh, and when you're done with your trainings, proceed to the waiting room. From there, you'll travel to Magellan by bus.
All right, say that everything is crystal clear.
The administrator looks up at you again.
That is all.
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
All right, says messages sent to you by various game characters are stored in the messages section on your Kairos. Messages from some employees' computers also end up there. All new messages are in the inbox tab, and after reading all, move to the archive tab. All right, so let's check this out. We got messages. You must acquire the uniform, acquire the means of self-defense. Alright. You adhere to established standards of behavior. If you are persuaded to commit an unlawful action, contact the guards on the floor. Alright, let's see. If we do this now, public terminal. Throughout the game, you'll often have to interact with various computers. Terminals contain useful information that allow you to turn on disabled mechanisms and open locked doors. If you accidentally or intentionally kill one of the main characters, then information on how to progress further in the game can almost always be found in their terminal. Dang, you can kill somebody? The Cronus logo flickers pale blue. Register Monty James data into the system, noting that the registration form for Silvers has several extra fields. Apparently, Cronus sees its managers as a special case. Once you've double-clicked your input, you press send. With a beep, the system accepts the data and redirects you to the main menu. Greetings. Please enter a command to select an option. A mismatch of symbols fill the screen. Taking a closer look, you realize the characters represent a photo. The image depicts a flaming ball floating above a laboratory workbench. 3 figures stand behind it, scientists presumably, but you cannot make out their faces. The image of the scientist and the relic is replaced with text. 5 years of the future, humanity celebrates discovery of the Dome Day. You skim the article, mostly a chest-thumping exhortation on the supposed future of human civilization. Greetings, employee. Please enter a command to select an option. Stat. Assignment procedural actions: receive uniform and weapons, complete military training, complete scanner training, and report to the administrator. All right, log out. Let me go tell buddy I did it. Yo.
Just great.
I've added you to the database. Takes off his spectacles, rests them on the cushion beside him, and envelops you in a big hug. Puts his glasses back on. Thank you so much for an impressive example of cooperation with the stranger. Perhaps the dome really is a special place.
Bye-bye.
All right, boy. He left his suitcase. They want me to check it? It's locked. Scan, bolt throwing, dig, force, first aid. Can we make this? Oh, we can't increase that. We can punch people. All right, let's go to. Where do we have to go? This is what? The bathroom? We can use the bathroom. Let's go see. It's broken. Take off. Huh. What do we do? We used it. Relieved. A small amount of radiation has been purged from the body. Okay, at least wash your hands. Does that increase our self-confidence? Everything's going up. All right, we gotta go to. Then we gotta find out where we have to go. Oh, look at this. This is the map. Hold on. Let's go here. We have to go here. Contact storekeeper Sydney at the station facility to collect your uniform at the Concord station storage facility. All right, we got to get here. Where are we currently at? In the bathroom? All right, we got to go this way. Oh, what? Get out of there. What are we pushing? Is this where we have to go? We have to go here. So we got to turn around. Go through here. All right.
I'm listening.
She's listening. You can see a slim, cheekbone silver woman with a red warning lamp in her hands. On the lapel of her perfectly ironed suit is a badge that says Anna Leroy, Administrator. The girl waves her lamp in the air, trying to attract some attention. Valued employees, according to the Administrative Order of September the 14th, 1976, the waiting area may be accessed through the regular staff corridor. Please be advised that this rule does not apply to newly arrived employees. She pauses and begins to cough. I should have cut down on the smokes. Good day, new employee. Ask if you can go through the hall to the waiting room. She gives you a gentle poke on the chest with her warning lamp, forcing you to take a step back. Am I speaking gibberish or what? This rule does not apply to newbies. You need to go through the training and whatever. Alright, move away.
I hope to see you again soon.
You will. Alright, we gotta go talk to Sydney. Let's get this right.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliantine. His badge says, Sidney Maynard, storekeeper. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sidney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the lined pages. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
This is your first uniform requisition, right? You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me.
Alright, I need my equipment.
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
And before I give you the uniform, please listen to these short instructions.
Alright.
Sidney fiddles with his hairstyle.
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried. That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when traveling outdoors. Of course, in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse. He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available, so you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
Sidney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now, I'm going to issue your uniform.
The silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform. Sidney proudly shakes out a bright white jacket. It more resembles a thick mantle than a lab coat.
Look, this is the most advanced clothing under the dome. It protects from acid, aggressive fauna, and radiation. Not very effectively, though. Don't expect miracles.
He raises a finger.
One more important thing. In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sidney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Alright, bro, I'll be back. Before heading to the training zone, you need to get yourself a weapon. Talk to Margarita in the armory. Alright, how do we get there? We have to keep going straight through? We have to go out and then come in through another door?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Alright, let's see. Oh, these things are just...
Anything urgent, Mr. Krachkov?
Okay, we're going the right way.
Katarzyna, did you mark it as Class 1 again, instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
Wait, but it's still Class 1. I'm not going to violate protocol.
Katarzyna, my dear, you may violate protocol as long as it benefits the company. Take your lead from your colleagues. Correct your report if you have to, and don't act so innocent.
Vladimir, I'm done. How do we mark it?
Class 2 fragile. Tell Noyan the relic should go out with today's flight. Think about it. A Class 2 relic will mean a bigger payoff for the company, and that means a bonus in your wages. Categorizing it as Class 2 means access to state-sealed bids. I bet the Brits will buy it.
We're
They're always
eavesdropping.
trying to one-up us.
All right, Mr. Krachkov. I'll correct my report.
Carl, add sealed bids to the marking.
Quit. Let me put on my outfit. An electronic key for doors. All right. A portable device for scanning relics. Ah. Add to the belt. Oh, okay, it's down here. Pilot plastics. You can recycle it or use it to your advantage. Alright, we out. We got our new outfit on.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
We read this already. Handful of earth. Alright.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lacquered pipe, an open logbook full of signatures, and a metal flip calendar sit on the counter in front of her. A small nameplate reads, Margarita Tkachenko. The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Her voice is deep and gravelly.
I need my personal weapon.
Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
She glances at her Kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. Tkachenko returns a couple of minutes later, carrying something that looks more like a toy than a weapon. The weapon seems weightless as she spins it around her finger.
I ain't telling you shit about this thing, because that's exactly how much I know. Laser, schmazer, cadmium battery, fiberglass body, blah, 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 blah. You probably know more about it than I do. Here.
Accept the firearm carefully with the barrel aimed downward like you were trained.
Margarita drags on her pipe and releases a puff of thick, yellow smoke.
I see you know the rules and won't cause problems.
Ask about the weapon's drawbacks.
Tkachenko bites down on the stem of her pipe.
Are you kidding me? I'm a different breed. One that doesn't understand toy guns. What if it turns out to be radioactive? Sorry, but I can't help you out on this one.
The Black regards the Andromeda suspiciously.
Fuck it. If it breaks, bring it back and I'll trade it in for another one. There was a little cloth in the box it came in for cleaning the lens. That's all I know.
Alright, thank you.
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop. Or me.
Leaning over the counter, the Black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
Alright, it says functional keys. Encased with several modifiable keys that will make your gameplay more comfortable. Hold down shift to view a more detailed tooltip for an item. Hold control to attack characters and doors, and hold alt. Okay, so I've already done the alt. Control is to attack characters. Control. And shift is to view more detailed tooltips for an item. Okay.
Complain to the Silvers about that idiot. They'll take the appropriate measures. I hate those angels. What the hell do they break locks for?
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
Is that where I'm at?
A lean Silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth is sitting in front of you. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above the table. Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andre Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
Attention.
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales a lush cloud of smoke. The Silver props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. Andre gropes your hand with an expression of fierce concentration.
So, do you practice? Bells, bulbs, brushing mugs off the table, huh?
The Silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove. Transform energy into the necessary shape. That's the whole briefing. Simple? Simple. Now to your questions, huh?
Let's see. Ask him to tell you about the psionics and its origins.
The Silver takes a pull at his cigar and releases a self-important puff of smoke.
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone. Only the dome remains. And this. Psionics, huh?
He rocks back in his armchair, puffing on his cigar. The toothpicks again slowly rise up from the table. Mihai spreads his dark hands. Toothpicks hover around his head in a kind of halo.
Scientists say everyone has an organic skill called psyche. You have it, I have it, everyone has it, huh? Big psyche, you got talents. Small psyche, no talents. You'll need to carry a lighter all your life.
Alright, show me a trick.
Mihai spreads his hands good-naturedly as if to say, "You're welcome." The toothpicks on the table skitter around for a moment, arranging themselves into a curse word. The Silver laughs loudly at his joke. The cigar falls from his mouth to float in the air, ash flaking weightlessly from the tip.
Alright, where's the next spot we got to go? Undergo basic military training. Find the instructor. Alright, let's see. Alright, we have to go through this door, okay.
As you reach to open the sliding door, an engineer in a bright blue jacket stops you.
Hold on there, Chief. It's out of order. See? You're a newcomer, right? It's a straight-up open house here today.
He offers you his hand. According to his badge, this is Maxim Penkovsky, technician. The technician slaps the door with one hand.
You have to wait until I'm done. Some orange jammed up the lock with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals, those oranges, marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in Crystal Sands.
All right, let's see. Ask him. Wait, ask him whether he can open the door?
Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish I could. I'm gonna have to disassemble, clean, and reassemble it to get it working. It's work I don't need, and all thanks to some idiot.
Maxime extracts a thin, sharp, precision probe from behind his ear and dangles it in front of you.
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
He looks at you expectantly. The Blue's getting excited.
All right, looky here.
Penkovsky presses his pick lock, and an odd device resembling a hybrid of a screwdriver and a can opener into your hand.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy peasy, no special skill required. They wear out after a few locks, while the old-fashioned kind is another thing entirely. Cheap, one use, but one has to know how to use it right. That's a tool for a master.
Maxime takes out another pick lock and crouches by the door. He gives you a quick lesson on how to pick a lock.
By the way, you can carry your tools in your belt. It's much handier to have them right there.
Penkovsky shows you his utility belt, where he keeps all kinds of tools and gadgets.
Actually, finding tools under the dome is no problem at all. There are even devices for hacking terminals and so on.
Maxime hoists up his belt. The Blue solemnly raises his index finger.
And one more thing. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy produces good kits. Modus and Supercolor do too. They've all got fat contracts with Cronus, so they care about quality.
He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. Though I'd rather be doing this than fixing hab pods. Those are a real pain in the ass.
Penkovsky gives you a patronizing look.
Because they're poorly made, warped from the heat, and the filters aren't worth a damn. The modules were constructed by marketing managers, not engineers. Building a city in the desert was also their idea. This project is all about PR. Cronus wants to show the world how tough they are.
It says locks and lockpicking. Throughout the game, you will come across locked doors or containers. Fortunately, they can be unlocked. Use the right button on the locked door and select the desired ability from the list. The use of special lockpicks increase the chance of success, but those usually deplete rather quickly. In addition, you can break down the door with brute force, or if there is a terminal nearby, try to open the door with it.
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
Alright, let's go lock picking.
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word. I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, you're doing great. All right, off you go. I'll keep working on this lock because of that orange. Hey.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dome with me, Victoria Legrand. As you can see,
There are endless salt pans in the western region behind me. The sun reflects blindingly from the salt, and the air is as dry as a nun's gusset. What an inhospitable wilderness, you'll say. And I fully agree with you. But what if I told you that in a year, you'll be lying by a swimming pool, sipping a margarita right on this spot? Sounds like a sci-fi story. But we aren't strangers to sci-fi here. The detailed plans are ready. And according to them, there will soon be a real resort city in the west, with bars, casinos, spas.
A middle-aged black is sitting behind the counter with his hands in his lap. The buttons and zippers on his uniform are polished to a shine, and even his badge, Winston Botherby, instructor, has been buffed so much it hurts to look at it. Botherby frowns as you approach.
The first act is being late for the briefing. You going to be late for your funeral as well?
Say you wish to receive military training. Watch this. You want me to snap to attention? Nah.
The black looks you over.
Yes, I see the weapon received check mark. Looks like you are fully prepared to disappoint me. You are prepared, right, employee?
Botherby leans over the counter and directs you to the doors.
Behind this door is a combat simulation computer. Launch it and begin your course.
He raises his index finger.
The conditions in the training zone closely simulate those one would experience in the field. Your goal is to avoid getting lost and dying of dehydration. And try to aim the barrel away from yourself when shooting.
Pulling a notepad from his pocket, the instructor jots down your name.
Your goal is to hit 3 targets. I'm going to monitor you and advise as necessary. And try not to burst into tears. That's all. Go ahead.
I hit him with that Full Metal Jacket. Sir, yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
is this where we going?
This is the Dome from the Inside.
Hold on.
With me, Victoria LeGrand.
Alright, this is the training grounds right here.
As you can see, there are endless salt pans in the western region behind me. The sun reflects blindingly from the salt.
Preparing for combat. Before entering combat, make sure you're prepared. Check your and companions' health. Move your weapons from inventory to the hand slot. Load your gun if necessary. Prepare medicine to counter health damage. Consider the sequences of your actions and directions of your attack, or well, just make a bloody mess. Got you. It says, welcome to the Sherman Holographic Combat Emulation System. Please select the program. Slowly changes. Looking closely, you can see the lines being written one by one. Sherman System Alpha Squad enters the battle. Hold on, bro. Don't I gotta put the gun in my hand, bro. Where's my weapon at? Why isn't it not? Okay. Are we just not gonna be able to do anything with this stuff? Alright, we're ready. Let's go. I don't have enough action points. Alright, what they want me to do? Environment. It's almost every battle you're surrounded by interactive objects, traps, pools of toxic goo, flames, or a barrel of fuel that can be blown up with a well-aimed shot. All this can give you an advantage or conversely complicate your life. New round. How do I fire? Wrong target. What are they talking about? Haha, there we go. Bye, ow. So you gotta right click on them. Got it. Bro. Okay. Got you.
I don't know about you, but I'm
All right,
sure
undergo
I'll
basic training. Find instructor at the Concord station. Find him. All right, let's go back over here. Make sure that you don't have a weapon drawn when you start talking to someone. Oh, okay. So how do you undraw your weapon?
Botherby nods grandly.
You made it through training without making a total fool of yourself. Congratulations. I'll send a report up the chain about your completely unanticipated success. You're dismissed, employee.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dome from the inside. With me, Victoria LeGray. As you can see, our honest work is so plants in the western region. The sun reflects blindingly.
Salutations.
Attention, attention.
Welcome to the Dome. I have information useful for every scientist and researcher. Let's see. My name is Letia, or I think that's her name. Give me 5 minutes of your precious time, and I'll tell you about the remarkable career opportunities and breathtaking perspectives awaiting you under the dome. Don't turn me down. This is important. Say that your time is precious. I'm gonna listen to her. Even though it says, indeed, you are not going to waste it on such rubbish. Nah, I'll listen to you. Take a seat, please, and I'll tell you how Cronus will change your life. So the dome marks the beginning of a new era in the history of civilization. You've chosen White Wing, and your calling is to lead humanity to a better tomorrow. The entire infrastructure under the dome is tailored to scientists' needs. The Magellan Research Station, located to the north, is equipped with the latest scientific equipment, and many other projects have special research facilities built just for them, like the White Swan or the Kaleidoscope Project, and many others where the best scientific minds of the world have assembled. While speaking, the silver points at something in the air as if displaying an invisible map. She looks at you again and produces a smile. Cronus believes that the forefathers' technology will change the future. Therefore, it invests heavily in providing luxury living conditions for White Wing employees, substantial wages, comfortable accommodations, free insurance, all to help you uncover the secrets of the dome as soon as possible. When you're going to hear the useful information, maintain a meaningful silence. Yeah. You stay silent for some time, watching one another. She adds awkwardly. She looks at you expectantly. Thank you for the speech. Influence. It says, note that our speech was good, but you know how to improve it. Let's try that. It says, I will be thankful for any feedback or remarks regarding my work. In written form, of course. You want to leave feedback, don't you? Say no and explain what's wrong with the speech. Let the subject drop and leave. Wait, are you leaving already? It just occurred to me. The girl offers you a colorful booklet. If you were honestly interested in the speech, maybe you'd like to look through the leaflet. A dome as your new home, an exciting read for the entire family. I'm going to take it. You take a glossy leaflet with a colorful picture on the cover. White and pink houses, palm trees, and luxurious cars. You can't actually find all the things under the dome, though. The picture is beautiful. The instant the leaflet is in your hand, Rivera's offers you a couple more. How about a few more for your friends? No? Well, alright.
Bye-bye.
Alright, I'll holler at you.
You see a tall scientist in a white lab coat, bathed in the dim lamplight. He almost appears to be hovering above the laboratory floor. The man turns at your footsteps. He's holding a paper clipboard and a pencil. His shimmering silver badge reads Sebastian Van Olden. He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist.
I want us to respect one another's time. Please speak loudly, clearly, and to the point. You must be the newcomer I was told about. Nice to meet you.
Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his thin hand. The scientist puts the clipboard aside, raises his watch for a closer look, and sets the timer. He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this briefing, I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and it's connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you Kronos or Forefathers knowledge points.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
Van Olden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
Ask what Minerva database is.
Sebastian snorts skeptically.
Oh, great. You're even ignorant of the basics. Minerva is a mainframe located at Magellan Base, where you'll be going soon, by the way. The Minerva disk stores the database containing every piece of information about the Dome and the company's employees. It is thanks to this scanning that the database is constantly updated. Are you ready for the second part of the briefing, or do you have any more questions?
The instructor looks at his chronometer again.
What are these knowledge points? What is the difference between the two kinds?
The white scowls in annoyance.
Do you know anything at all? What did you come under the Dome for anyway? You get knowledge points for scanning objects. For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive Forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you Kronos knowledge points.
He explains with a sagacious expression.
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
The instructor taps his watch meaningfully. The scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under the Dome.
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your Arad 3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
Welcome under the dome. An amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Please stand by for decontamination to
Welcome
end.
Under the Dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization.
Okay, we're good.
That in a year, you'll be aligned by a swimming
Give the scan an ability to perform a scan and select the ability in the panel, and then click on the object that you want to scan. For each successful scan, you can receive knowledge points and the data obtained in the process stored in your Keras X key. What? Oh, okay, got you. Is he scanning? Huh.
Von Olden gestures back at the ecozone.
You haven't completed scanning everything yet. Finish the task first.
Okay, brother. I didn't even go down there. I got a secret.
Be careful around the anomalies. Touch one of them and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly to discharge it. Journal entry, a successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. Keep an eye
Bro, don't you get freaking... Where... Why does he not go over here like I'm telling him? There we go.
Don't touch the relics with your hands, employee. Use your scanner. Radiation sickness will not add to your knowledge. Journal entry. 2 objects scanned. And again, watch out for anomalies. Touch one and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly to discharge it. Journal entry. All 3 objects have been successfully scanned. Come upstairs, employee.
Bro, I think I got hurt. I think I need some help.
Sebastian meets you on the platform.
Your finishing time is within the acceptable range.
He clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result time. The scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies while scanning. Why do you think they appeared? I'd like to hear your opinion.
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something like that. I see you understand nothing about the nature of anomalies. So let me add a couple of points.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the ecozone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for these phenomenon either. We actually know nothing, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise.
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in the desert, phenomenon that toy with the human mind.
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break. For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an investment in the future. It produces no answers here and now.
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible happens under the dome one day, and I'm sure it will, science will protect no one. That is all. Off you go.
The crash course is completed. Head to the waiting area where the bus will take you to the Magellan station. Okay, so now we got to go back out.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
I don't know about it.
Once we get out here, we'll save it. All right, let's see. Can I save? All right, we're gonna go ahead and save the game here.
In case of damage, your life
Save.
will be forfeit.
Let's see. First save. All right. Okay, if you guys did like this episode, please hit the like. Subscribe if you'd like to be notified in content that I drop in the future. Let me know if y'all played this game, what y'all think about it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.